Blumpkin&Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin, and with me here today are my friends, plural.
Neil.
Number one fan, Tim.
Oh my god, it's three of us. It hasn't been three of us since what, episode 1?
The only time I've been here with more than just you and I has been when Mrs. Number One Fan is here.
Yes, that was episode 13, but also, have you been in here when I've had the juice in here?
She wasn't supposed to be recording, but...
Oh, yeah, outside the door doesn't count. That's just like beggars that are knocking on your door looking for handouts. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Sunday, last week, was Mother's Day. And because I'm piss poor at scheduling, I always do the holiday episodes after the holiday. Because technically, the holiday itself should be part of the episode. You know, because of the experience. For instance, this Mother's Day, number one fan Tim's mother received what kind of treatment?
I don't know. I wasn't up there.
Did you do anything for her?
I called her and wished her Happy Mother's Day, and then I rode down to their house on my motorcycle and left her a card on their kitchen table.
Fair enough. Neil?
Well, I did the first part.
You rode Tim's motorcycle over to your parents'
the
house?
first part.
That's the latter.
The former.
You called her?
Yes. Well, they
Wow.
had a big garage sale they're working on all weekend, so...
Well, I didn't do anything for my mom because we're not talking.
That's not a surprise.
We have not spoken for almost a month. I have seen her in person for a combined 30 seconds when I picked the girls up from their house the other day, but I stayed in the car with the door closed and the windows up. And I just rolled
music blasting.
I rolled the windows down for the girls and said, "Come on, let's go. It's time to go." And then I rolled the window up.
Just roll your that window down, stick your
It's like
finger
something out of
in
a
it.
movie
Fuck
where it
you.
just slowly, the window just slowly starts rolling up with that...
Yeah. No, I just hit it and it's automatic. So yeah, Linda didn't get any sort of card or phone call or anything from me.
I wonder if my parents heard about it.
Perhaps.
They were in the same location Mother's Day.
Well, I'm sure she doesn't want to advertise that we're not speaking because then she'd have to fall on her own sword and admit why. But she'd put it on me instead of putting it on her. Here's the setup. A few weeks ago, I asked her to talk to a friend of hers, a family friend she's known for like 30-some years. He's thinking about selling his house. It's nearby. I said, you know what? I've changed my mind. Tell him I'd like to look at it. I could probably do it after karate. After karate. That's what I said to my dad. Said, relay it to Mom. She left me a voicemail while I was sleeping the next day, because I'd worked that night. And I get this voicemail. I set it up for you to go look at his house at 6:15 with your dad. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I called her. I'm like, hey, I can't go look at the house then. Why not? What time's karate? 7. So I'm like, well, A, I have to drive there. And B, I practice before I go, so I don't go in cold.
That makes sense.
So I tell her, I'm like, I can't make it, so I'm sorry that you went and did that without talking to me first. You shouldn't have done that. She starts screaming at me. And instantly I'm like, oh, somebody has to admit that they fucked up. She was livid. I'm so sick of this shit. This is fucking ridiculous. You don't fucking... You said you could either go before... You said you could go before. I'm like, no, I said I could not go before, but I could probably go after. So if Dad misheard me, that's not my fault. So you'll have to call your friend back and tell him I can't make it tonight. Oh, fuck you. I'm sick of this shit. You're so fucking unappreciative. Blah, 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 blah. Fuck this. Fuck that. I hung up on her before she could hang up on me because I sensed it coming.
Gotcha, bitch.
So then my dad calls me a short time later and asks me what's going on. And I tell him, and I'm taking a shit while he's talking to me. So I'm already in a don't bother me mood. And then he starts screaming at me. I'm like, why are you yelling? You're so goddamn disrespectful all the time. You don't have any respect for anybody and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, hold on.
Was he hangry?
Could have been.
Was he hungry?
I'm like, pump the brakes here. Because one, I never even raised my voice to Mom. I had woken up 30 seconds prior to calling her. 2, I never swore at her, but she both screamed at me and swore at me before I hung up on her. Then he starts going off a little bit again, and I hung up on him.
You need to start recording the conversations you have with your mother.
Kind of. And then I called him back and I tried to talk to him some more. I'm like, you cool off? And he was kind of still of a dick. I'm like, you know what? Fine. Goodbye. Forever. Live with the guilt. And I haven't talked to him since. He tried calling me a couple of times, leaving me messages the next few days. I didn't call him back at work. And then...
what do you say in the messages? Sorry?
Just give him a call. Oh, no. He's not going to lead with sorry. Each party thinks they're in the right.
He's not Canadian. Sorry.
So
The beast.
talked to my mom to bring the girls over there because I wouldn't. I'm not talking to them, so why would I bring the girls over? And the juice is pissed off. I won't go over there. So my mom says that she's waiting for an apology from me.
That sounds like somebody else I know.
She fucks up. She yells at me. I tell her she was wrong, but I owe her an apology.
Stupid bitch.
How dare you point out she was wrong?
No shit. Jesus fucking Christ. That woman is insane. Insane. So, I mean, she can keep waiting for that apology, but I wouldn't hold my breath. And now, Jeremy Irons raps.
When I step up in the place, say yo, I step correct. Woo-ha. Got you all in check. I got that head nod shit that make you break your neck. Woo-ha. I got you all in check. And you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. Woo-ha. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air, don't ever disrespect. Woo-ha. I got you all in check.
That was Jeremy Irons raps. This next portion of the episode is going to be dedicated to mom stories. I want you to each think of one or two stories about your mom. I'm not looking for like dirt on your moms. I'm just think of like a nice experience with your mother. Should I pause it and give you a minute?
I got one. I could talk about it tonight with Mrs. Number One. So, a really long time ago, I think I was 8 or 9. My brother was 12. My mom was making dinner, and she was making mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes. And she didn't have any milk. So, my mom said she was walking around the kitchen. She's like, what has milk? What can I do? I can't go to the store. So, she started looking in the freezer and found ice cream. Ice cream has milk in it, in her logic.
Yeah, right.
So
I'm making a confused face because you can't see me.
So she measures it out and puts the ice cream in with the mashed potatoes and microwaves it and everything, or whatever, however she cooked it. And then as we all sit down to eat, my brother said he remembered looking up at her and she's just kind of staring at everybody, like excited.
To see how it turned out.
To see, like, are they going to eat it? So my brother said he put a spoonful in his mouth. He's like, mashed potatoes. Ice cream? He's like, no, that can't be right. So he says he took another bite. Mashed potatoes. Ice cream. And he just kind of looks over at my mom. She's like, with anticipation, she's like, what did you put in the mashed potatoes? And my dad takes a bite. He's like, did you put ice cream in the mashed potatoes? And she's like, well, we didn't have any milk. It's just like, oh my God.
I think she accidentally invented a state fair food.
Probably.
Hey, you might be onto something there. Patent that shit.
Potato cream.
I imagine the look on your mom's face was like the look of excited anticipation on the faces of all the scientists when they were testing out the first H-bomb during the Manhattan Project.
Yeah, probably.
Just like, are we going to blow up Nazis?
I'm pretty sure it was more of a...
They were planning on dropping them the jabs.
How big is this going to be?
I can picture
Is it
your
gonna work?
brother's face, too. Just like...
Just that confused look on his face.
Just looking side to side like, the fuck? And then after dinner, he probably went and had a smoke and a drink and fucked some broad because he was 12.
Probably.
That was your brother.
He said he lost his virginity at 14.
That son of a bitch.
To the same
Wait a minute,
girl
hang on. I lost my virginity at 14, so I can't complain.
Yeah, you can't complain. But it was well, I don't know if we touched on this. It was a girl across the street.
Yeah.
And he got mad because she would have sex with him, but wouldn't go down on him. But she would go down on me.
We have talked about this.
Yeah. I remember touching on it, but I don't remember if I mentioned that my brother was fucking her.
Okay, but she wouldn't fuck you?
She wouldn't fuck me, but she would go down on me.
She has
but she wouldn't go down
standards.
on him.
Yeah.
What
I
a-
mean, you got to have standards.
What an odd dichotomy. I mean,
you got to have standards.
What an odd dichotomy.
No,
I mean, you're
'cause
both
I'm
getting
younger. I don't
air
think I
quotes
was
sex, but
maybe
still.
it was just because I was younger and things weren't quite developed, quote unquote, and it was just easier. I don't know.
She still sucked you off, though.
Yeah,
Well, leave it to Blumpkin&Friends. End up talking about blowjobs in the Mother's Day episode.
yeah. Look at that.
You're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
Neil?
I don't know. I got one good memory, but it's just a short one. Is that she took me to see when they re-released Star Wars back when they had all the special editions.
Which time?
Well, the original special editions. The first time they ever did the special editions, I don't know if it was a 20-year anniversary of the original or what. So it was like early-ish, mid-90s.
That would have been like 97, 98.
It might have been a little bit earlier than that, but
Okay.
I don't know. Who knows? But we saw them in the theater, and like that was the first time I actually got into Star Wars, and I'm pretty hardcore into Star Wars. And that's a pretty short memory, but I've just had good memories about like eating dinner at home and stuff because my mom was a good cook, and she pretty much did that for a living. So I always had good family dinners, everybody together and stuff.
My mom makes my dad cook most of the meals.
Ah.
And
Yeah,
she
but your
gets
dad's
super pissed if dinner's not ready on time.
Yeah, but your dad's a good cook though too. So
He is, from practice. And the fact that I think that if he fucks up, there's going to be punishment.
That man has patience.
Yeah, of a saint. You said your old man recently said the same thing.
Reese said the same thing after they spent, I think it was a week down in Florida with your parents. And he said the whole time Roger was driving around, he's like, Linda did not let up on him for a second. Everything he did, she's all over him, yelling at him, fucking backseat driving him. And he's like, he's got the patience of a saint. I'm like, if that were my wife, honestly, sorry, Mrs. Number One Fan, but I think I'd either slap you or just shove you out of the car.
Well, seeing that Neil and I on multiple occasions have both spent a week in Florida with my mom, we can attest to the same thing. It's just non-stop bitchery.
If she has such a problem with someone else's driving, she should just drive herself.
Or not come on vacation and let everybody else have fun.
That's a possibility, too.
I don't know. I'm surprised that we never ended up getting in some sort of argument with the staff of Disney World over some wait in a ride line or her falling down over something and tripping. We showed up to the condo place. This is the year you came the second time. This is the year prior to that, when it was just me and my sister and my folks.
So probably 8th grade.
Yeah. 8th or 9th.
So I think I came in 7th and in 9th grade.
Yeah, because in ninth grade, you were the replacement for Doug.
Replacement.
Doug was told he couldn't go because of a time my mom was talking to him at our house, and his dad had polio and used crutches. And my mom used the term CPA, Certified Public Accountant.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was an accountant.
Yeah.
I don't know what Doug thought my mom was saying, but he flipped out. He's like, fuck you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Don't fucking talk about my
that
dad.
story, yeah.
And then as he's leaving, he flips her the stone cold double bird. And she's like, you can't come to Florida. How dare you? Isn't that
Always
great?
know you were the second choice.
That's
at least
fine.
you were a choice. I never even got invited.
You were busy working and apparently getting
That's no
awkward
excuse.
blowjobs from the neighbor. Be thankful you didn't come. All right?
I kind of am after hearing the stories.
He did come.
I think
Be thankful
in a
you weren't
different way.
included. Because,
Actually, she never made me come.
bitch, really?
Well, it took many girls, many a times to try to get me to finally come while getting a blowjob.
You have to take your pants off, right?
Yeah. That helped. You can just stick it through the zipper, too.
Did they stick a thumb in your ass at least while they're doing it?
No fingers.
Okay.
No, I don't know why. It's just I didn't actually start enjoying blowjobs until like
Until you stopped getting
way
them.
later in my teens.
Right. Until I got married and realized I wasn't ever going to get one again. So back to the story, though, of that trip to Florida with just the family. And for some reason, we get to the condo complex, and they don't have our unit ready, and they want to put us in another unit that's there's 8 buildings around in a rectangle. They want to switch us to a different building. And here's 2 guys that are pretty high up on the site in the company standing there. And here's my mom just in front of the whole place throwing a hissy fit for everybody, making a scene. Just like, they just disregarded us like we're not important. They have totally ruined our whole entire vacation. And here's the guy in the background looking at the other guy like, Well, I can't believe that.
Well, they still gave you a place to stay. What the fuck? God.
It was a comparable unit. It was the exact same unit, just
just moved
a couple 100 feet away.
Ooh, maybe it was just a longer watch for Linda to get to the candy machine or something.
No, there was no candy machine. The difference being that instead of the view of a dirt parking lot, we had the view of some bushes and a construction site with a giant pile of fucking dirt.
See, that'd be way more interesting to me.
Right, because the one with the dirt parking lot where we eventually ended up throwing light bulbs, teacups, and window screens, he and I, it looked like you were viewing over the border of Mexico.
Yeah, pretty much. And there were plenty of Mexicans around.
There were constantly Mexicans around.
They're not Mexicans. They're Puerto Ricans.
Probably some Cubans.
Cubans. I'm sorry. That's what
enough.
I was thinking. Cubans.
It doesn't matter. They all spoke Spanish. And I'd like, on that note, speaking Spanish, thinking back to the shit bucket story, if you would have been in Florida, the shit bucket would have never happened. So it's actually a good thing you weren't there. Because if it would have been me and Neil alone,
I would have talked
having
you out
all
of it.
that time to think of that fucked up debauchery, we never would have had the Window Olympics. I probably never would have gotten to play with that chick from Iowa's tits. I never would have.
Oh, I would
how
not have
gross-
cockblocked. I would not have stopped that from happening.
Well, I might not have met them.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking the butterfly effect.
Yeah. We
Okay.
wouldn't have drinking Heineken for the first time
and
ever.
found out how gross it was, and then the shit bucket would never have happened. And then we'd never have ever been able to hear the phrase, "I'm going to take a shit on your birthday cake."
Well, it's like the butterfly effect
That
of
was
shit.
fucking hilarious.
It is.
We actually did it.
It is. And he admitted it, too. That was great. My turn. Once upon a time ago, we were at Cub Foods, my mom and my grandmother and I had picked up some basketball cards, like packs of basketball cards, and walked around with them and decided I didn't want to spend my money on them, so I just threw them down in the meat section where I was. I didn't think any ill will would come of it. So as we're leaving the store, some security guy comes out and grabs me by the arm and says, "Where'd you put the cards? Where are the cards?" And he starts shaking out the waistband of my pants.
Jeez.
Well, back then, it was the security guard just doing his job.
Yeah, and then my mom grabs my pants. She's like, "See, is anything falling out? What are you talking about? My son's not a thief. He didn't steal." And this guy gets like super embarrassed because she instantly caused a scene. I mean, she went fucking DEFCON 1 like that, which you both have seen, so you know that I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
This guy gets embarrassed, goes back in the store. We walk the 9 parking spaces to the car, and we get there, and she's still fucking ranting as loud as can be, looking around for people to see her so she can make a scene. She's always looking to
she's
get
one of those
noticed.
people. Ugh.
Yes, fucking Jesus. I'll get pissed and yell about shit, but I'll yell at the person I'm talking to. I don't look around for other people.
That's like a toddler.
This stuff is... The thing is could you imagine nowadays when people record everything? If people had that technology back then, she would have how many viral videos?
Oh, dozens. So, she gets pissed. She goes back in the store and talks to the manager. And I forget how many days later, he calls to schedule a meeting with us, my mom and I, and the in-store security guy.
Uh-oh.
Because I had told him where the cards were. He had gone back and found them, proving I hadn't stolen. So we were meeting so he could formally apologize. I didn't want to fucking go.
No, why would you want to go? Shit.
And it was the most awkward goddamn meeting, and he was just so apologetic. I think he still lost his job, though. Mainly because of all the heat my mom put on him. I mean, he couldn't have been older than maybe 20 or 21. So it's not like it completely altered the trajectory of his adult life or his career in security or policing from there on.
I was 10 days from retirement.
Yeah, you fucking work at Cub Foods trying to stop people from stealing meat.
And that man's name
Was Joe.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, no, it was Joe. His name was Joe.
Okay.
I'll never forget that.
This is J-Bot 2000. You are listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
Here's another goodie for you. The Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson movie Anger Management.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
See, most people remember it fondly. It was pretty good. It was a bounce back effort for Sandler.
It was is Sandler coming back? Maybe. That was what we were thinking at the time, but the answer to that question was no. He's not coming back.
He
He didn't come back the way where he was before. He came back a slightly lower form of life.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's career can best be defined by the principle of diminished returns. The more Adam Sandler you get, the less you give a shit. or the less joy you get out of it.
That's like chocolate. It's like the first time you have it, you're just like, holy fuck, this is pretty good.
I still get that way about chocolate.
You still get that way about? What about Pop
Vanilla
Rocks?
pudding.
When the fuck is the last time you had Pop Rocks?
They still sell them, but the first time it's such a surprise, and you're like, oh my god, this is something new and interesting.
Picturing him like Ashton Kutcher on that 70s show.
With Pop Rocks?
With Pop Rocks in
Well,
his mouth.
you're like thinking it's something new and interesting. You're like, I don't know if I like this or not. I kind of like it.
Kind of like getting raped in prison?
Then some after, yeah.
I wonder if I'm going to like this.
I'm pretty sure you can tell right away.
6 times later, I wonder if I'm ever going to start liking this.
It hurts less and less every time, though.
I wonder if I'm finally going to get enough gap between when the guard does his rounds to hang myself with a bed sheet, because I have not stopped shitting blood for 3 weeks.
Would you at least put some syrup back there?
Ironically, my cellmate's name was Pop Rocks.
Oh.
How you fellas doing?
No comment.
So where I'm going with this is, it was my mom's birthday. I must have been 18 or 19. I think my grandma was still alive. I know that much. But my grandpa was dead. So this is after 98, because he died in 97 or 98. And I bought her anger management, and she unwrapped it, and all she did was see them on the cover like yelling at each other, and saw the title Anger Management. And she just starts yelling at me.
Did she think it was a self-improvement book or something?
She thought it was a gag gift and knocker.
Oh my god.
And then finally I'm just sitting there while she's yelling at me, and I'm just like trying to eat my rigatoni dinner that my grandma painstakingly made for my mom. She's like, I don't want this. Why would you think I want this? You're the one that has an anger problem, not me. And I just finally, my grandma's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just bought it for her because I thought she would laugh. It's a funny movie. I wanted to share something that I liked with you that I thought we could bond over while you laugh. There.
Bitch.
No apology. I didn't say bitch. No apology.
But you thought it.
Oh, yeah. I was like tearing up. I was so hurt that she was such an instant cunt about it.
Has she ever
God, my
apologized
mom's never
to you?
acted like that.
No.
She's never apologized to you for anything?
I don't think so, no. She
Even
is one
if
of
she,
those
like-
hardcore
Oh, no,
bullies.
no. She said I'm pretty sure she said she was sorry she ever childbirthed you.
No.
Even if she like dropped like a rock on your toe or something. I'm sorry, or you shouldn't have been standing there.
That would be her. Well, think back to the time when I was
That's your
choking on the
fault,
peanut butter sandwich and I went to grab the milk and drink from the carton. Then she grabs it out of my hand and tells me, get a cup. You don't drink from the carton. I made the universal sign of choking, you fucking ignoramus.
I will hate you until the day I die.
Here's another goodie, another classic Linda type story. She used to inadvertently heckle me at my basketball games.
What?
She'd come to all my games.
Yeah.
Supportive, right? But here's where it takes an odd turn. I'm thankful that my mom cared enough about me to come watch me play basketball. I was only moderately skilled at this. And I only really excelled in years when I played in a 3-2 defense. You probably don't know what that is, but it's a zone defense.
Yeah, I have
3 at half court, 2 in the paint.
Oh, okay. That's sort of what I pictured.
Yeah, and so I was really awesome at playing in the middle of the 3-2 and getting steals and then shooting outlet passes to my other guards that were going back down, or just driving right for a layup. That worked for like 2 or 3 years. Anytime I took a shot, like a 10, 12-foot mid-range jumper, and I missed, I'd hear this, come on, you can make that, son, all the fucking time. Like, I see that I missed, but you have to say it loud enough that everybody else here on a goddamn Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. hears you mock me. Say it to me in private. Don't fucking shout it, because now everybody hears. It's so embarrassing.
Especially the parents that have video cameras.
So finally one time I stopped dribbling the ball and passed it and looked at her and said, shut up! You're not helping!
Well, was your dad the coach?
No.
Or was that a different time?
No, that was a different time.
Okay.
That was when I was in junior high. Was that instance where we were leaving the middle school and he was complaining about our lack of defense and blowing the game, and then a guy cut him off as he was going to turn, and he squeals the brakes and just goes, motherfucker! With the windows up.
I think I remember that story.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I could tell you a funny basketball story too.
Well, then do it.
Well, okay, so this is back when this is same, junior high basketball, and my coach once told me, I don't know why I remembered this. He says if you're one-on-one with somebody and you know he's going to make the layup or the shot, follow him.
Yeah.
So you're not giving him the free points. So there's this little ass kid who must have been like a good foot shorter than me at the time. He somehow gets in a breakaway, and I'm in the back, and I'm like neck and neck with him running towards the opposite hoop. And he's in mid jump for the layup, and I'm like, I gotta follow this kid. I push him, and he goes flying backwards and flats on his back, and the ball, like I end up getting the ball, like, and throwing it back down to the end of our court. No foul called at all. And this kid's sitting there laying on the ground.
Was he crying?
No, but there was only one ref at the time, and I'm sure he was wrapped up in the other end of the court.
How the hell, if you're the only ref in a basketball game, are you not watching what the fucking ball is doing?
I don't know. He never called a foul on him, and I just remember that happening. Just this kid, like, it's in slow motion, just thinking in his mind, he's got this layup going. He's like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And then I just come and just slam him down. And
that's like every 90s coming-of-age movie.
Yeah, no kidding.
Where they fail. And that kid grew up to be the fat kid from Superbad. What's his name? Jonah Hill. That's like a fucking Jonah Hill moment right there.
It caused him to start eating more and more.
No, he killed himself, and it's your fault.
Okay.
Laughter's the appropriate response when talking about random suicide. Oh.
He was a short white kid trying to be a basketball pro. I mean, someone had to...
You were a gangly white kid trying to be a basketball pro.
Yeah, but at least I was tall.
Yeah, and he probably had herniated discs in his back because you shoved him.
You shattered him.
You harnessed that pubescent, random half-man strength and then knocked the wind out of him. So
he probably invented some special medical device that saves millions of lives. So I did the world a favor.
No, I told you, he killed himself.
Oh, okay. Well, then he was probably going to become a serial killer.
Maybe. Or maybe his dad was there and they went home. He's like, how are you going to let him push you around like that? What are you, little faggot? Huh? And then his dad fucked him in the mouth. And that's because of you.
Wow.
I want you to think about that on your drive home.
I mean, at least his dad's getting his rocks off somewhere.
Oh.
You.
Gotta be considerate of the pedophile father.
No, I just remember having a lot of positive stuff with my mom. Like, my mom would yell at me, and I remember the one time in front of, like, I think there.
You know how many fucking names I just have to bleep right there?
I don't. Well, no, I don't. Well, I only talked to one. No, but like we were out the side of the house, and I was complaining to my mom about something. Like to me, it was a legitimate concern. I was about 12.
Yeah.
And my friends were all there, and they're all just, like, yeah, this is what happened. I can't remember what it was for the life of me. But I remember my mom looking at me going, bitch, bitch, bitch. All you do is bitch. Tim, you're a bitch. And all my friends are on the fucking ground and laughing their asses off now.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Emasculation.
That's probably like the worst thing she ever did to me, honestly.
Now, the worst thing she ever did to you is something you don't know about. I'm not even going to speculate, but it's usually something that you don't know about. Oh.
Well, there was a time we were over at my aunt's house swimming in their pool, and all the kids got kicked out of the pool to go to the neighbor's house to watch a movie. And I didn't want to be in that house anymore because those kids were nasty, rude little assholes. So I went back outside and peered over the fence to say, hey, can I come back in the pool? To see my mom throw her swimsuit up onto the patio and realize that the adults were all skinny dipping now. So I just
could never
went
do
back
that
in the house.
I could never get naked in front of other people.
I can, but as long as I stay in the water.
I don't care either way who sees my junk. I could really care less.
You say that now, but if you're in a cold pool and surrounded by other men.
Well, maybe when I was younger, but now I'm just like, you know what? I don't really care.
If it was a pool full of like really well put together hung black guys, you're telling me you wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm gonna get out.
I would be like, what am I doing here? What kind of fucking beer commercial is this?
Hey, you know what I can do that you can't?
Schmitz
I can run
gay.
without injuring my knees. You can cut that. I'm just picturing.
I understand where you're going,
Kevin
with
Hart.
that. But Kevin Hart's 5'1".
No, but have you ever seen that joke where he's talking about his dad walking through the school with sweatpants on? He's got the swinging dicks.
No.
You ever heard that one?
I
shit, you gotta watch it. It's moderately funny.
Moderate. That's a glowing review.
Well, I don't like everything Kevin Hart does. I love his ostrich joke when him and his friends threw a pen at an ostrich. But that's pretty much the only one. No, he's talking about his dad walking down the hallway. It's like my dad, big old black guy, got a big old black dong, walking down the hallway and it's just swinging in his sweatpants. He's not wearing any drawers, no drawers. So it's just, he's got the microphone down by his crotch like a big black
like
swinging
a
dick.
big pendulum.
Yeah. So I'm not going to explain this anymore.
It's basically a racist joke.
A black guy making fun of a black guy, yeah.
Oh, it's reinforcing positive stereotypes. That's just as bad as reinforcing negative stereotypes.
That's retarded. That makes zero sense. Yeah, well, you Asians are all good at math. Oh, we are very good at math. Thank you very much.
You can't take the good. You can't take the good, and you can't have the bad and the good.
Sure, you can. Sofia Vergara.
No, you can't have the.
She's
good and
hot,
not
but you
have the
can't
bad.
understand half of the shit that comes out of her mouth. She might have the Asperger's. You ever listen to that
She
fucking
might
broad
have the
talk?
Asperger's.
She might have the Asperger's. Oh my God! Let me tell you, we were sitting there, and I was with Joe Manganiello. We were sitting there, and he spilled my drink, and look at my tits. Like, shut up and just take your clothes off. Nobody wants to fucking watch you on Modern Family. Nobody tunes in because you're so great with dialogue. Whore. See, all jokes with whore are funny.
Tell me how you really feel about her.
I would fuck the shit out of her, but I'd make her go face down in the pillow.
So
That's fine. I wouldn't be able to hear that over the sound of my sack slapping the back of her taint. And then I'd never call her again.
No, you should always call for seconds.
No, because then she'd want to like go to dinner or talk your ear off. Oh my God, did you put it in my butt? I didn't tell you to, but you did it and it felt delicious. Awkward silence. Not. I'm putting it in her butt in that scenario. You're understanding that?
yes,
I'm stirring her paint.
I don't know. She's worth quite a lot of money.
I'm not going to let her peg me. No.
For a certain
Yeah, I don't
amount
care
of
how
money,
much money a person got. I'm not letting them pay.
No.
$1 million cash, non-taxable, under the counter.
Why do you got to throw in the non-taxable? Like, I'm going to report to Uncle Sam where the $1 million came from.
I got $1 million for getting pegged.
If you're signing a contract, you got to figure Uncle Sam's going to be taking his slice.
Please take 40%.
Then I have to call my accountant and say, hey, I'm going to need you to crunch some numbers on something. I got fucked in the ass with a strap on by a hot Hollywood Latina.
Oh,
and
did
she
the IRS?
gave me a cool mill for it. It's like a really fucked up Born in East LA version of Indecent Proposal. It's kind of backwards, but still, just if you could go ahead and make this all look good for me for next year, I don't want my ex to get the money.
That's better than explaining to the IRS when they come knocking where this $1 million came from.
I would just hand them the shitty strap on.
Here, put this in your file, you fuck.
My shame should cover it.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh! Stop! Okay, keep doing it. Yeah!
You're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
The last news story about my mom that I've not told this one before, they just kind of randomly come to me. Once upon a time ago, my mom got a prank call on the answering machine, not on the voicemail. And here's the person that said, "You filthy, filthy bitch. Shut up, you filthy bitch." So first, she blamed me.
I love how she goes to her son. It's like, it was you, wasn't it?
It sounds like you. Was that you? I'm like, it wasn't me. Honestly, when she said that, I didn't remember. I'm like, fuck, did I do that? Because I called home while I was over at Nate's house. And did I leave a message?
You wouldn't make it that obvious, though.
I don't know. It didn't really sound like me. So she blamed it on the neighbor kids behind us and called the cops. And the cops had to come.
Prank phone call.
Yes, the cops had to come and file a report because she believed she was getting threatening phone calls.
Oh, that's right. She was a city council member, wasn't she?
Yeah, and she would say she would
So
get
she
death
had
threats
some.
sometimes.
She had some throw in there,
No.
some sway.
People,
Oh, it's her.
people
Yeah, we
didn't
better
like
fucking go
as a
tease
city
her.
councilwoman?
If I could have been a fly on the wall at the police station in the late 80s and early 90s, holy fucking shit, would I love to know what they really
She
thought
can't
about
even
her.
keep an eye on her fucking kid. Rides his bike to Kmart.
Well, hang on. In her defense, she was at the goddamn council meeting when that happened. That's on my dad's conscience, not on hers. He's the son of a bitch that left me in the house with my sister while he went out back to mow the lawn. And then he comes back to the garage and I'm gone and my bike's gone. And then he doesn't check the house. He's just like, well, he's probably gone.
Well, he just knew you. Bike's gone. He's gone.
I would have fucking torn that house apart. Quickly.
Not
Every
if the
room.
bike is gone.
So, you have to imagine this. If you go back to her being a city councilwoman, she had to campaign.
Yeah.
So probably, which back then involved a lot of door-to-door handshaking.
Well, just walking and dropping literature. There wasn't a lot of
That too.
handshaking.
Yeah, no, you still introduce yourself.
Maybe.
This is what my dad did.
It's different because your dad was on the city council in a much smaller municipality. It's like an incorporation. Is it even technically a city?
Medina?
Or is it a township?
No, that's a city.
Okay. Yeah.
Either way, it's you still have to go campaign and introduce yourself to people and put on the nice face.
That was during the fundraisers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just anytime you're trying to get your face out there and be in public, you have to do that.
Yeah, I wasn't present for a
s-
lot of it. Basically, I was parked in the back of my dad's truck, sitting on this old, weird van seat that he had put in the bed. And I would just sit in there and wait for him to go hit like a block or two at a time and then come back and check on me. So I'd watch my sister, who was sitting in the cab of the truck, while I sat in the back of the truck underneath the topper, and then they'd disappear for minutes at a time.
Wow.
Good luck fucking doing that these days.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know your sister was handicapped, but
Right.
I just
granted,
imagine.
it's not like she was gonna wander off or anything.
Could you imagine if she ran for city council? Push that back just 10 years later to where you're a teenager. How would you have sabotaged her?
I don't know. That's a good question. I
Yeah,
never
let's do
thought
some
about that
brainstorming
before.
here. What would you have done?
Jesus Christ. I guess I would have found a way to try to Photoshop the outline of a cock and balls onto the signs. I would have tried to design the sign for her and make it flashy and kind of edgy, but then I would have had like the outline of a penis on there.
Kind of like the cover for Little Mermaid had the penis in the middle of the castle.
Yeah.
I could
That's
see
brilliant.
I could see you basically going, like, spending your allowance on basically taking the exact version of the pamphlet that she handed out and then, like, going to, you know, which, I guess,
A printing shop.
Yeah, a printing shop and editing it and then just making a ton of copies
Devil
of, like,
horns.
a different version of it.
Let's be honest. 10 years after she ran for city council, she would have done it again. There's nothing I could have done that she couldn't have done worse to sabotage her own time. With the way she was then when I was a teenager. Yeah, we're talking she would have been... She was, 88 to 92 from the time... So we're talking from 6 to 10. So we're talking from 16 to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she would have been in that sweet spot for totally albatrossing her whole campaign herself.
God, I'm so fucking tired of your shit!
That's the first thing that comes to mind is like photoshopping a dick onto the sign. Or maybe if she would have had a call center, I would have... like the time I changed the voicemail at our house... to the sound of her swearing at me through the shower door with the air horn.
Yes.
I could have done something like that at the call center and changed the voicemail.
That would have been, you could just put exactly that as the
And then she
voicemail.
would have probably ironically won in a landslide.
You've reached Linda's campaign headquarters. You son of a bitch!
You son of a bitch!
Well, they would just spin it. She'd have an awesome PR person just says, we're going to spin this. We need Linda. She's aggressive. She'll fight for you. If she's willing to fight her own family, she'll...
God damn you! You son of a bitch!
This is the passion that you'll get.
I want those sound drops for my airsoft videos.
What does it have to do with airsoft?
I'm just saying that the sound drops.
Well, speaking of sound drops, I'm going to drop the mood for a second here. We're going to play a very uncomfortable game.
Oh shit.
We're going to play a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Here are the options.
Okay.
My mom, Neil's mom, and your mom.
No, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck it! I thought of this
You're
like
dead
literally
wrong.
9 months ago, and I'm like, oh, when am I going to get to work it in? I don't know. I've been sitting on this forever. Fuck, marry, kill. Your mom, Neil's mom, my mom. Go.
You start with him to put him on the spot.
I know, well, I know who I'd. Sorry to say, I know who I'd kill.
I think we all know who we'd kill. All right, it's pretty much assumed that Linda's getting
Linda,
shot in the face.
Yeah,
3 out of
pretty
3.
much.
Okay.
I think we're all even on that.
all right,
Unanimous,
well,
Linda's
let's see.
dead.
Now let's make this awkward. Now, Blumpkin, who would you marry?
No. I'm not on the spot. You
Oh,
have to
it's
say
just
all
us
3
two.
of yours,
If you're gonna do
motherfucker.
it,
and
this
then
is
I'm
the
going to
easiest
go.
way to do it is well, obviously
no easy
we're
way to
killing
do this.
we're killing
We're killing my mom.
his mom.
No.
Marry your own mom because there's no essential sex required, and then fuck the mom that's not yours. That's the simplest solution.
That's the simplest solution. Yeah, I guess, but
I mean, because there's no way you can marry or fuck.
I don't have to marry my own mom. I'm the wild
you're
card.
the wild card.
well, you've
True.
already said you would kill her, so
Yeah.
So you're going to marry your mom and eat all the ice cream mashed potatoes that you could ever get. You're going to fuck Neil's mom and she's going to make some awesome dishes because she's a sweet cook. Neil's going to marry his own mom because she still probably would clean the house for him constantly. He's going to fuck your mom, which is going to be awfully awkward because everything's going to have Betty Boop around it.
Yeah.
Because of your parents with the Betty Boop thing.
It's my dad. That's the Betty Boop thing. I think my mom can give two shits about it, but...
Well, still.
She's all about the Wizard of Oz.
Okay, well,
she'll be wearing a witch's costume.
I'm just saying, I like both of your moms a lot. A lot. I've known them each for at least 20 years. I will say, your mom's a nail biter, so his mom's going to be chewing her nails bored while you're doing her.
What?
The sex that you will give my mother will be so bad. She's just going to sit there and bite her nails.
Thank you. Thank you for drawing him a roadmap on that one. So
is that better than biting the pillow?
I don't know, maybe.
Probably not.
If she was biting the pillow, you'd be doing a great job. This is a tough one.
His mom is taller.
What the hell does that have to do with
Well,
it?
if it's a height thing for you.
Taller?
Why? So that I don't have to crane my neck as much when I go down on her, or what?
I gotta get that image out of my head now. Thanks.
I'm going for Neil's mom to marry just because cumulatively, I feel like we'd get along better, and marriage is a marathon, not a sprint. Mm-hmm. And then
my mom's just for fun. Okay. She's a fun person.
I guess I'm fucking your mom in that scenario. Neil's mom wins the gold medal of longevity for just having the nicest demeanor, and she is a good caregiver and housewife.
Every time I've gone to their place up north, it's always very clean.
Yeah. So
just throwing it in
your
there.
Mom's just getting a cheap lay, and I'm throwing her aside.
That's fine.
Sorry, mother of Mrs. Number One. Our parents should never listen to this episode.
Oh God, no.
No.
Yeah, well, I hate to break it to you, but your dad's a member of the group.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think he listens to the show.
I hope not.
He doesn't even go on Facebook for the quote motorcycle club that we have. So
can you believe they were on there talking about which one of their mothers they would have sex with?
But none of them said they had sex with their own.
Hang on. We were also talking about which one of our moms we would kill, and my mom won unanimously in a landslide. It wasn't like a close tie-breaking vote. It was Linda, bam, 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 done, dead.
Well,
See ya.
I mean, I don't want to marry Linda, and I sure as shit don't want to have sex with her. So.
It'd be a short marriage.
She has to die.
Yeah. Well, or I don't want to kill my own mother, and I don't want to have sex with my own mother, so kind of only leaves one option.
It was pretty, I mean, it was pretty simple to solve that. But
maybe somebody would have been like, I don't know, I guess I just fuck my own mom because it'd be the one time to get it over with. Or if you're married, you might have to fuck her like a lot.
No.
Hey, all right, do a survey of how many married people in the United States of America have an active sexual relationship. That have been married for 20 years.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, well, Neil, raise your hand.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't have kids.
So,
well, that doesn't mean you're not fucking. That just means you haven't either purposely or, like me, accidentally conceived multiple children.
Yeah, but
for me, both.
They get in the way.
Well, we know that he's still slamming the missus like a screen door constantly, and it's well lubed.
Yeah, she
reference.
She advertises
reference. That's not the only game we're going to play.
That was a game? That just seemed like a friendly conversation.
It was. It was like a mini game. Now for the real meat and potatoes of the episode, game-wise.
Okay.
It's time to play Guess Who Karaoke Roulette.
Guess Who Karaoke Roulette.
Fuckers.
I don't like this. Can we play a different game?
No, because here's the deal.
Black Dog.
What?
Oh, that was the one I fucked up last week on the other game.
We're not playing Word Orgy.
I know.
Yeah, Word Orgy sounds like something I could actually manage to do.
Kelly Bundy. Those are the ones I was pissed that I missed.
One famous person. You get 5 clues. You get 3 guesses, 3 strikes to figure out who it is. If you get all the way to the 5th clue without knowing, you can cash in 2 of your guesses for 1 more hint. But that means you only get 1 guess.
And it could be any figure in history, like even a fucking cartoon from
Real,
a cereal box.
Fake. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you asking each of us individually?
No, you're working
As a
together.
team?
Together,
Okay, we have
oh,
three
okay.
guesses in between us. Okay.
Unless you save it for the one.
Yeah.
Clue number 1. Born August 26th, 1910.
Well, this is gonna be tough.
That's only a few million people. Shall we get another clue?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get another clue.
Number 2. Died September 5th, 1997. Clue number 3. Has a shrine of honoration in Calcutta, India.
I'm starting to think I know who this is.
Clue number 4. Received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1985 from Ronald Reagan.
Okay, this is an official guess. I'm discussing it with the other guy here. I'm thinking Gandhi. I don't know when he was born or when he died, but
Sounds like a pretty close age. I think 97. He lived to 97. How many clues do we have left?
One more.
Okay, might as well just hear the final clue.
let's hear the final clue.
Clue number 5. Canonized September 4th, 2016 by Pope Francis.
I don't know what the hell that is. Canonized.
Canonized. What the hell does that mean?
I'm picturing being shot with a cannon, but
Are you
that can't be
fucking
it.
serious?
It's Pope Francis. So
I was born.
We didn't go to
You
religious
saying
school.
that you think that's what canonized means is fucking hilarious.
It's just, just simplify the term.
Everything is pirates with you, isn't it?
Canon isn't necessarily piracy.
And 2, Pope Francis.
Yeah.
You know who Pope Francis is, right?
Yeah.
Was he a pope?
You know what he... Are you fucking serious? Was he
Yeah,
a pope? No, that was his street name. He was in a gang. He was in the Crips. Yes. Fuck.
That was not a serious question.
Oh, God damn it.
So that's all 5.
So what does it mean?
I honestly have to
somebody
say,
is...
I gotta say Gandhi, but
It's not Gandhi.
okay.
Strike 1.
Did we say that was an official guess?
You fucking said it twice. I'm taking
What
it.
year did the Dalai Lama die? That's more.
I don't know, but that seems like the next possible one.
I pictured Neil just knocking this out of the park right away.
What the hell does canonized mean?
Way to go!
I don't even know.
Canonized. Canonized.
Not canon.
Not canyonized. That could also be throwing somebody into the Grand Canyon. Both are hilarious misunderstandings of what the word means, Ricky. Worst case Ontario, you fuck up the next 2.
Okay. Well, just go with that one then. Try that one. For some reason, you're supposed to know it.
I don't know. I don't even know what canonized means.
Jesus Christ. So is that your second guess?
It doesn't seem like it's... I thought he died
Is
more
it a song
recently.
I can sing?
But he said it could also be a... well, it wouldn't have been... if they died in that...
Can
in
you
90s.
repeat the first clue?
This has to be someone who's real.
The first clue?
Can you repeat all the clues then? Fine.
1910, died in 97.
I can't remember if he said a birthplace.
I didn't. Born August 26th, 1910. Died September 5th, 97. Has a shrine of honoration in Calcutta, India. Received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1985 from Ronald Reagan.
That wouldn't be the Dalai
And
Lama.
canonized September 4th, 2016 by Pope Francis.
Is that Mother Teresa?
Is that your official guess?
It could be Mother Teresa or Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela was from South Africa. And I should not have even told you that because it's hilarious. Are you fucking serious?
I think guess number 2 is Mother Teresa.
Ding! That's correct!
Okay, all right, there you go.
That's good. You're in for a treat because guess what? Many, many years ago, I wrote a song about my mom. It was called Happy Mother's Day, You Suck. I rewrote it the other day. I don't know what I did with the original copy from years ago when I was working at Target when I wrote it.
Your mom has it framed and in her safe.
I wish. She doesn't have a safe. Talking about it's inside
Good
of her
to know!
It's inside of her giant ass.
You know what I'm doing this weekend?
Robbing my fat mom?
No, it's either fuck, marry, or kill. And robbery. No,
I just want to say that if you're premeditating the murder of my mother, that's idiotic because now it's on audio record. 2, you'd be doing me a favor.
Not like
and
I'd
3,
tell.
you'd be doing me a favor.
What is wrong with you?
So I'm gonna acapella this because I don't know how to play acoustic guitar. Try to keep the laughter to a minimum.
Oh, sure, no problem.
You're probably schizo and have OCD. It smells like poop every time you pee. Mass and gill your cooter crust. You're pear-shaped and have a giant ass and wear parachute-sized underpants. Well, your treadmill collects dust. You tell your friends you're so proud of me, but in private abuse me emotionally. What in the actual fuck? We haven't spoken in near 3 weeks. You chewed me out but want an apology. Happy Mother's Day, you suck. We don't say I love you, don't want your gifts. I wouldn't cry if your van drove off a bridge. It's unfortunate you ever had kids because you're a heartless, stone cold bitch. No cheeks to turn, you're out of luck. Happy Mother's Day, you suck. You suffer from morbid obesity, one ice cream sandwich away from diabetes. A giant ass dent in your couch. You've got a yeast infection in your soul, always crapping on all of my dreams and goals. Nothing good spews from your mouth. A closet racist and hypocrite, a Catholic guilt-belching nervous twit. Please jump in front of a truck. No flower baskets for you this year, no Carter phone call to spread good cheer. Happy Mother's Day, you suck. We don't say I love you, don't want your gifts. I wouldn't cry if your van drove off a bridge. It's unfortunate you ever had kids because you're a heartless, stone cold bitch. No cheeks to turn, so you're out of luck. Happy Mother's Day, you suck. You like that?
That was excellent.
I still got to work with a little more with like a half verse at the end where I'm just going to rip through a bunch of insults. Ta-da!
I like how at the end of each verse you kind of looked up at us like, huh? What do you
Well,
think?
you were both holding in a substantial amount of laughter, so congratulations on not fucking it up by being too loud and so the audience couldn't hear me singing. Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That's at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Blumpkin&Friends. Neil, plug your Twitch.
It's twitch.tv/AOS_pyro chaos.
To watch him play poker. Tim, plug your Airsoft channel.
It's Sparrow Jackson at YouTube.
So just go to YouTube and Google
look up
Sparrow Jackson, and you should get a plethora of videos of him shooting plastic BB guns at people all wearing army gear running around a fake little town.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
There's RC videos too.
Playing with cars?
Yeah, my remote control trucks. I made a couple of videos.
Did you put the camera on the cars?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Neil.
#1 fan, Tim.
Good night.
Mom,